What is going on, everybody? Brick Builder here, and welcome to a brand new episode on the iCraft SMP. Today is a very big day indeed for me because I'm going to be starting something very big, brand new, and it's going to be really awesome. So today we're starting a brand new project. If you guys do enjoy the project, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. What we're going to be working on is the Port Village. I've been wanting to build a village for quite some time, and look, I think I found a really good area. It's very near the giant sky base here that this person is working on, this iCrafter, but it looks really nice. And we've got a giant river coming down through there, and as you see, we have this whole area here. I really like it. So that's going to be where we end up plopping this down, and we almost died there, but we still somehow stayed alive a little bit. But today, we're going to start working on the dock. The dock is arguably one of the easier parts of this village, which is why we decided to start on the dock, because the dock just is going to be a pretty basic area to work on, but we're going to make this really big, massive dock, and that's kind of the game plan for today's episode. Just get the huge dock started on today's project as we discuss the port city. So we still need a name for the port city, so I need to know what you want me to name it, what you think I should name it, because I'm looking for a really good name for the port. I don't have a name, but I want something that's cool, and I want something with some form of meaning or backstory or something, or just something that sounds cool, one or the other. But I want to make a giant, beautiful dock around this thing. Just I think having a really huge dock would be like a nice starting point. And we got to get the dock to go all around this area here. It's going to be really big. It's going to be a huge project, but as we build this dock, of course, we're going to talk about what sort of things are going to go into the port city. Now, the port city will be an area I plan on moving into. It's still really close to spawn, but it's far enough away that it can be like my own little area. So we are going to have to build like a bigger area inside of the port city, which is going to be like for me to call my own. I don't know when we're going to do that or what, but we're going to have an actual like full-blown shelter in it for me that I can, live in, and we're gonna have lots of different buildings in the port city. I don't know how long we're gonna spend on the project. I just want to make a big city because I have not done a city in a while, and we're gonna go for all sorts of woods, all sorts of stones, and I'm gonna try to implement some other blocks as we go on and on and on throughout it. So as far as builds that are gonna be in the port city, I know we're having the docks, of course. We're gonna have the big, likely what's gonna be called the Capitol building. That'll probably be a bigger major build type thing where we have this really nice looking house full of really prestigious like blocks, and it's just gonna look really fancy because of course I'm gonna be the mayor or slash king of the port city. Probably king. I feel like being a king is cooler than being a mayor, but that's just what we're gonna go for personally. So we're gonna have like a really nice thing there. I don't know if we're gonna have a castle or not. Like a castle could be pretty cool. Let me know if you think I should put a castle in here inside the port city. That's definitely a possibility if we like it, but I don't know if we want to have a castle or not, if that's too medieval or what we want to do. But we're gonna have tons of houses for citizens and stuff like that, and it's gonna be pretty cool because what we're gonna do is all the houses we might do some really cool things with to really like try to liven them up and get them, we don't want them to all look the exact same. So we're going to do some really unique stuff with some of the houses and just kind of discuss different building tips and all as we build each house. Trying to use each house as kind of a way to show off a different building tip, quite likely, or something along those lines. But we need to get a bigger dock because we want a huge dock. Like we want this to be an area that you notice when you're flying. Like this dock alone needs to be big enough you notice it, you know what I mean? But it's going to look really good once it's done. It's just going to be a pretty basic build, but it's just one of those things you need to have. You need to have some basic builds inside your town for it to really be able to take off. And this is just going to be one of those things that we would usually do off camera, but putting it on camera allows us to discuss the project in its really early stages. So that way we can see kind of what our overall goals are, what we have to complete. But as far as block palette, it's semi-standard at the current time with it being oak, spruce wood, and cobblestone type stuff. But I do want to expand that and get more things. I feel like we're going to have some builds where we're really going to break that boundary and we're going to make some really unique stuff, and it's just going to look really good when it's all done. But there's a very large amount of stuff involved to actually get to that area where we have the different blocks and all implemented. But we got to start with a really big dock. It's got to be huge. I want you to be able to fly with an elytra and see this and take a pit stop here type setup. So we're going to go ahead and grab all of this plankage and get it just down a lot here. We're going to keep extending this outward as far as we possibly really can to be real. I want a huge dock because I want this to be a big port city. It's not going to be a small port city. It's going to be like a big port city, and it might even flourish into something more than just a classic port city once we get there. I don't know how far we're going to go down, but let's start where we are here before we keep on moving. But we'll figure it out if we're going to keep going all the way down there or not. Because, I mean, we can always add to this at any point in the future. So let's go ahead and just get back up here and just keep going with this stuff here. And also, I know that we're going to be eating rockets flying around in this episode and stuff, and in future episodes working on this project, but that's alright, because Creations of JSM built a 8 or 9 level mob farm. You get creepers like crazy on the thing, so if you AFK for like an hour, you literally get multiple stacks of firework rockets. So the firework rockets won't really be a huge issue as far as flying goes. We'll be able to fly pretty easily around here and get here and all of that sort of thing. So let's go ahead, come on. Now this is looking very kind of forced. Like it's got like a very steady decline here, and I don't like that. I want it to be less like one block down, one block down. See how it is right now? That just doesn't have as good of a vibe to it as it would if it was more differently shaped in areas. You know what I mean? I think that the shape of this thing is going to be important as well. And let's go ahead and do that. But yeah, the port city is going to have a really big kind of kingdom area, potentially castle for the king, because the mayor would not be as cool as being the king. Alright, so let's see what this looks like currently. It's not done, but I'd like to just take a quick little peek up and get to kind of see how everything's working. Alright, so right now it looks okay. This area here looks considerably thicker than this side here, so we definitely need to come over here and do some fixing, because we need to make this area just as wide-ish kind of thing, so that way it's got a better overall look to it here. But it's working out pretty nice. It's looking pretty good. So it can definitely come together. This dock will come together very nicely. So what else are we going to have in the city, you might be asking? Well, I definitely have plans to get a blacksmith involved inside the city, because a blacksmith will make some pretty cool stuff. We can have that area can be like where our anvils and stuff are going to be stored. I plan to have some building that stores enchant books, just because we have so many enchant books from all of the, you know, AFK fishing we do. And of course, we're still going to do more AFK fishing just for levels to mend things up, because mending tools exist. And then in addition to that, also we just get some, you know, cool stuff out of it. We have so many fish, so many saddles, etc. But I'd rather have more of it, that stuff, than have less of it. So I'm not going to really complain. Let's drag this down a little bit, pull this down as well, pull all of this just a little bit. There we go. Well, not exactly, but almost. There we go. And, alright, we're heading over here. We gotta break this stuff, and we're gonna get back up. There we go. Alright, now we're up. Good. So we're gonna keep expanding this downward here, all through here. It's gonna work out pretty good. I think it's working out very well right now. So yeah, we're gonna have a blacksmith, we're gonna have a building to store all of our enchant books. We're gonna have, of course, the docks, which we're working on today. We also are going to have a very big farming area, or farming district almost, in the port city / kingdom. I think we're gonna have some really nice looking, very huge farm type stuff, just so we can have a really nice design as far as that goes. And this is going to be a very big project that we're going to be undertaking. I'm not sure if it'll be a whole, like, it's not going to be like, I'm not really sure how long it's going to take us to complete the port city. It's one of those things where it's going to be done when it's done, and we're not going to push it, we're just going to keep going with it. Now, over here needs to be drawn out more. it is not getting wide enough over in certain areas. So let's throw this there like that and just keep on going. Beautiful. And then I think we can actually, I don't know if we're going to keep going with it here or not, but I think that'll work for now. That'll be pretty good. And we need to get a bed down. So sleeping is a possibility around here. But in these chests over here, which I placed down before when I was finding the area, this works. It's pretty close to spawn, which I like. This place isn't that far away from spawn, so it's pretty possible for us to get there. So we got to get working on these docks. They're not completed yet. They definitely can use some work before they're completed, but we're still going to keep them relatively basic. I don't want to go for something too complicated. I want to keep something that's doable and obtainable for today's episode. And of course, we'll add more docks and get all that sort of thing. Keep going as we, progress on. But I'm going to need some logs now to start doing what I want to do as far as logs go. So I'm going to need a ton of oak logs, which are down here. I have a bunch, and I have a bunch more back at my base if we need them. And then I want this, and I'm going to turn these into trapdoors. All right? We have a bunch of trapdoors. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start throwing down these pillars. So we'll throw one here. And it's crucial that these blocks here are removed, just for because I'll hate if the pillar doesn't go all the way down. So we gotta make sure that it goes all the way down like that, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, like that. And then we'll come back and we'll do a little bit more with that pillar in a little bit. But we're gonna, for now, add pillars everywhere that we want them. And the reason we're doing these pillars are just nice and easy, and they add a lot to the overall look. We're going 2 up. So it's gonna be 2.5 wood above like that, like so. And we just do this everywhere we want to put a pillar. And we're gonna be adding more of these, of course, in all the docks. And it's just gonna look like supports for the overall build, because that's really what we need. We need to have some supports on the dock. But yeah, we're also gonna have some form of towers inside this thing. And I think we're gonna need to do some planning, of course, on the actual sizing of things. So that'll be something we'll have to work on. Now here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like that. That way we only have to place 1 oak wood. We can kind of do stuff like that if we want to minimize the amount of wood we use, because as you see, it goes pretty deep in certain areas, and that's a lot of wood to get down that far, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try to go for areas that aren't as deep, so we can conserve wood as much as we can. We don't have too many oak logs that we can be wasting them on stuff like that, because to be real, you're not going to really see the ones underneath the water all that much. That's a good spot for one, just because of how easy that'll be. That's a nice one. And then we'll throw one over here. There we go. And throw the dock over here, break out this, and go like so. Now we also have a ton of mountains over here, which I don't know if we're keeping, if we're clearing, etc., what we're going to go for there in that regard, but we will see, of course, as we progress, whether that's what we're going to do or not. I don't really know currently if we're going to do anything like that, but we need to get some more of these pillars down because there's not enough currently. Let's go over on this side. There we go. All right, throw one here. A pillar right there will work pretty good. And let's head on up. And 1, 2, 3, boom. Throw another one over here, and these can go really anywhere. There's no set place for them to go. We're just gonna put them wherever we decide to put them type setup. It'll work out okay. So what we're gonna do is, here we go, and do that. We'll throw one more over here for now, and then if we want to add more, we can in the future. But yeah, so the port city is going to be very interesting. It's going to have lots of stuff. That's too high up. That's the proper height. And then 1, 2. Okay, so now what we're going to do is around all sides, throw trap doors on all sides of the top wood log. So that way we're going to do that. That's what we made all these trap doors for. And it's a good thing we're going to have extra trap doors, because these are going to be used all throughout this whole city, because I really like the trapdoor texture. And then of course there's also the fact that we're going to have the dock be a lot bigger than all what we've done today. This is just the first area on the dock. but all the water surrounding this area is going to have a dock pretty much. Because remember, it's a big port city, you know what I mean? So having a lot of ports is going to be important, you know what I mean? It's going to be really crucial that we get a lot of ports added into this area so we can really fully develop that type thing, you know what I mean? I want to get a lot of ports thrown in and a lot of docks and setups like that, ships, etc. Because if we can get a bunch of cool ships in here, that'd be really nice to get ships, and the water works as well. So yeah, all right, that's wrong. But we're gonna replace that there. So yeah, of course, let me know down in the comments what you think I should put inside of the port city, like what stuff you think I need to do, or what stuff, what buildings I should add, etc. And then what we're gonna do now is just throw a torch on top of these, and that will be our lighting setup for now. We could use glowstone, but I feel like the torches will work out okay, and the glowstone is a lot more expensive per, and it's just not going to overall make a huge difference either way. So I feel like we can just go with the torch, but we might end up changing that to glowstone in the future, or a sea lantern or something along the lines once we get those type of stuff in our in access for us. So we're gonna go ahead and throw these torches on the top. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and if you did enjoy, a like would be very much appreciated, as well as a subscription. I will see you guys in another episode of iCraft where we work on the port city or we do something else. So thank you so much for watching, but I'll see you when I see you. Peace.